Welcome to the 10-Day Growth Hacking Challenge with your host, Nader Sabri. Today, we're going to be doing the 10-Day Growth Hacking Challenge with a new contender, Hala Omar. And what we're doing today is something unique in a space that we haven't touched yet, with some really creative, inspirational reasons why this will be happening. Before we get started, this is based on the growth thinking methodology, a design methodology used by over 5,000 growth hackers around the world on how to exponentially grow their businesses. Today, we've got Hala Omar with us today. She is a healer, but not your normal traditional healer. She's somebody with a medical background who has shifted into the healing space. I'm going to start by allowing Hala to take the floor and tell us a little bit more about herself and what she does. For those who want more information at any time, it will be available below in the description to reach out to her if you'd like to get in touch with her. Hala, over to you.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Nader. It's lovely being here. So with my story, it can have a lot of twists, but I really want to start with you guys that I am coming from a medicine background, but not typically here to use the medical healing background. Moreover, along my journey, I realized that medicine was only part of our healing as our body, but it wasn't the whole picture. And I realized that I want to give more out to the world. And that's when I looked at healing as in spiritual healing, theta healing, and all those traditional methods that we don't really hear much about nowadays, but are now blooming again, coming back into the surface, even though they've been there thousands of years ago. So today, it's a stepping point for me to move from a healer using medicine, which is my background as a pharmacist, to a healer using energy and hypnotherapy and all those techniques that can help us heal the inside to reflect on the outside. That's
Awesome.
briefly about me.
Awesome. So it was very interesting when I first met Hala because I have an interest in energy healing as well. I'm not a practitioner by any means, but it was something that I had seen in very unique ways. And I completely believe in the idea of the extension of medicine using alternative methods, especially the forms of energy. And it was a very interesting synergy when we first met and started talking. And I think you're in a very interesting time as well, where, you know, given the COVID situation where people are paying more attention to health than they've ever done, I think more and more people are exploring alternatives at all levels in different ways, because now they're, again, thinking about health and how to just go beyond medicine. So I think your timing on that level is actually very interesting. So given that, I mean, you run a small practice, you're planning to scale. Give us a little bit of background to some of the growth problems that you've had and have at the moment, and then what we're going to do about it.
So one of the growth, like when it comes to the major growth problems I've had, one of them was the pricing. It's when you move forward with what you have to people, but then people still are building that connection. And then when they look at the prices, it's tricky to give the right price to the right person. And differently, it can be to different people. So pricing was one of my growth problems, like how can I grow there and how can I get more people towards it? Then comes the packaging. When it comes to the packaging, it was like a thing to me that how can I put in together that I can work on several problems for the person, but then I can give it all at once in a package. I've had that problem of how can people actually see that I can solve them a love problem plus a money problem plus something they like, and that I'm not only in one niche, but it can actually come in a package. So presenting that to the world was kind of taking me to a place of, okay, where do we get there from there? And then comes the consistency. So when it comes to consistency, I have been putting out content, but I have realized that sometimes the key could be maybe get other healers, get people to know more about healing. Since after, as you said, Nader, with the COVID and what happened, people started exploring more on the internet. They started like going for courses, wanting to know more. So coming there, I realized that part of the problem was, what if people don't even know, are not aware of other of those modalities? So bringing it together was kind of a problem. How can I do that and bring it together to the world?
Brilliant, brilliant. So on the note of the first growth problem, which we're going to be tackling, of course, in the growth hacks, about pricing. So I just wanted to just highlight something really important to the audience. Pricing is one of these very tricky areas. There's very few clients that I've actually had who haven't had a pricing problem. And a pricing problem, half of it is ego and half of it is technical. And it's a huge barrier for many people. People use market pricing, people use cost level pricing. I mean, you can think of any model out there, but 99% of pricing is actually off. And that's because they don't look for what I call the magic pricing. And this is a growth hack in itself. We've done this with many clients where the magic price is not about being cheap and it's not about being expensive. What it is about creating value. But when a glitch happens, nobody will cancel or talk about the price, because glitches do happen, a customer service problem, whatever it is. They don't step back and like, this is overpriced. All of a sudden they figure out that this is too expensive, or they're getting an extreme amount of value. They're not like, well, this is underpriced, or I'm paying too much for it. So there's a magic price. And we've found industries where the magic price has changed the world of growth for their organizations in incredible ways. It is a bit of, there's quite a bit of subjectivity to it, but there are some objective techniques to actually doing that. And we've talked about this, and Hala is going to be doing some very interesting growth hacks on how to figure that out. At the same time, not waiting to find the price, but creating revenue while doing that. And that is the hack in itself. So it's almost like a 2-in-1. The second part about packaging, again, packaging is something that we've seen come up with many contestants. Offering and product design, or offering design as we call it, is definitely always a challenging area. And it needs to align with consistency, because consistency is what creates revenue, which obviously leads to the last problem Hala has. The 3 growth hacks align with those exact problems. If you just want to give us the 3 growth hacks so people are ready, know what to expect in the next 10 days.
Yes. So the first growth hack is going to be related to pricing. Since it's the problem, we're digging there and we're putting the perfect price, the perfect standard to what can be great for everyone. Moving from there, we are heading towards the packaging. And that is where, after we look at the price, we know how to put it all together into a package and present it to all those coming as well. And thirdly comes the third growth hack, which is consistency. Coming with that is the idea of getting healers interviewed to move forward with us in the journey.
Yeah, introducing like new techniques and old ways to apply new techniques, correct? Just to align the content, which is awesome. I think that's a really nice way of doing things. So guys, those are the 3 growth hacks. We're in for a treat here, because Hala brings something very unique. I think we can all benefit from what she does. And if you get a chance, I mean, do follow her. Her information is below. In the next 10 days, we're going to be seeing these 3 growth hacks come into play. We have several, let's say, consistent alignments here between her and a lot of other contenders who take this, which again is pricing and offering design. So keep watching some of the other videos in consistency with this one that gives you even more richer input on how other people solve the exact same problem using growth hacking. Guys, we'll see you in the next video for hack number 1. Hala, let's get started.
Yes, we're looking forward to it.
Awesome.